Hey everyone! Welcome to Mind Matters Expert. As an introvert, navigating small talk can feel daunting, but it can be a powerful tool. Stick with me and let's turn those awkward silences into sparkling conversations.
Know you've been a good friend.
Right, first things first, we need to ditch the guilt. Many introverts feel guilty about taking up other people's time with chit-chat. But honestly, that's just your inner critic being a drama queen. Everyone engages in small talk. It's the social glue that holds us all together. Think of it as a little social appetizer before the main course of a deeper conversation. Instead of seeing small talk as a burden, see it as an opportunity. An opportunity to connect, to learn something new, to brighten someone's day. Remember, most people actually enjoy a bit of banter. Start with a simple hello and a smile. You might be surprised at how far that gets you. Okay, so we've ditched the guilt. Now let's talk about finding the value in small talk. Small talk is like the gateway to deeper connections. It's the first step in building rapport and discovering shared interests. Think of it as a social reconnaissance mission. You're gathering intel, sussing out the other person, seeing if there's potential for a more meaningful interaction. By engaging in small talk, you can learn a surprising amount about someone. And even if you don't find a new best friend, small talk can still be valuable. It helps you hone your social skills and build confidence. So next time you're tempted to dismiss small talk, remember its hidden value. All right, lovelies, now that we've established the value of small talk, let's talk about setting some goals. Small talk isn't just about filling the silence, it's about creating connections and building relationships. I'm talking about setting small, achievable goals for your social interactions. These goals can be as simple as starting a conversation with someone new or as specific as learning something interesting about a colleague. Think of it like planning a road trip. Just as you wouldn't set off without a destination in mind, you shouldn't dive into social interactions without a clear objective. You need to know where you're going, what you want to achieve. Are you aiming to break the ice at a networking event? Or perhaps you want to strengthen your bond with a neighbor? Do you want to make a good first impression on a potential client? Setting this as a goal can help you tailor your approach, ensuring you come across as confident and engaging. Or maybe you want to learn more about your new neighbor. Having this goal in mind can guide your questions and show genuine interest in their life. Having a clear intention will help you focus your efforts and make the most of your interactions. It's like having a roadmap that guides you through the conversation, ensuring you stay on track. For example, if your goal is to make a good impression, focus on asking questions and showing genuine interest. This not only makes the other person feel valued, but also helps you gather information that can be useful in future interactions. The point is, having a goal gives you a sense of purpose and direction. It transforms small talk from a mundane task into a meaningful activity. So next time you find yourself in a social situation, remember to set your small talk a sat-nav and steer your conversations towards your goals. With practice, setting and achieving these small goals will become second nature, making your social interactions more enjoyable and effective. Happy chatting. Taming the anxiety beast. For many introverts, the mere thought of small talk can trigger anxiety. But fear not, my anxious friends, there are ways to tame this beast. First, let's identify the source of your anxiety. Are you worried about saying something stupid, afraid of being judged? Acknowledging your fears is the first step in overcoming them. Most of our anxieties are based on irrational fears. Challenge your negative thoughts. Replace that negative thought with a positive one. Another helpful technique is to practice relaxation techniques. And finally, remember that practice makes perfect. The more you engage in small talk, the more comfortable you'll become. Escaping the past. It's not a prison. We all have past social mishaps that haunt us, but the past is the past. Dwelling on past experiences will only hold you back. So, how do we break free from the shackles of the past? Acknowledge those negative experiences and the impact they've had on you. Challenge the negative thoughts and beliefs that have arisen from those experiences. Replace those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Focus on the present moment. Don't let past experiences dictate your future interactions. Each conversation is a fresh start, a new opportunity to connect. It's like a blank canvas. You get to create something beautiful. Right, my lovely introverts, let's talk about motivation. We all know how challenging it can be to muster up the energy for social interactions, especially when you're more comfortable in your own company. But what if there was a way to make these social endeavors not just bearable, but actually enjoyable? Small talk can feel like a chore, draining your energy and leaving you feeling exhausted. The thought of engaging in conversations with strangers can be daunting. But what if I told you there was a way to make it more enjoyable and even something to look forward to? Enter the power of rewards. Rewards can transform your perspective on social interactions. They can turn a dreaded task into an exciting challenge. Think about what truly motivates you. Is it a quiet evening with a good book, a delicious meal at your favorite restaurant, or perhaps a new gadget you've been eyeing? Identify what brings you joy and use it as a reward for your social endeavors. Use it as a reward for your social endeavors. For instance, if you manage to strike up a conversation with 3 new people this week, you could treat yourself to that new book or gadget. For example, you could tell yourself, if I manage to strike up a conversation with 3 new people this week, I'll treat myself to a relaxing spa day. The anticipation of the reward can make the task at hand seem less daunting and more achievable. The key is to make the reward something you genuinely look forward to. It should be something that excites you and feels like a true treat. This way, the effort you put into socializing feels worthwhile. And don't forget to celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Each step you take towards being more social is a victory. Reward yourself for these achievements to reinforce positive behavior. Did you make a new acquaintance at a social gathering? Treat yourself to a celebratory cup of tea, or perhaps a slice of your favorite cake. The key is to acknowledge and reward your efforts, making the journey towards social confidence a more enjoyable one. All right, my introverted warriors, let's talk about negative thoughts. These thoughts can be incredibly sneaky, often creeping in when we least expect them. They can appear during social interactions, making us feel awkward or out of place. Those pesky little critters that love to creep into our minds and sabotage our social interactions. They can make us doubt ourselves, question our worth, and even make us feel like we don't belong. These negative thoughts are like weeds in a garden. Just as weeds can overtake a beautiful garden if left unchecked, negative thoughts can overrun our minds, overshadowing our positive thoughts and feelings. If you let them grow unchecked, they'll choke the life out of your social confidence. You might find yourself avoiding social situations, feeling isolated, or even believing that you're not good enough to be around others. The first step is to become aware of your negative thoughts. This means paying attention to your inner dialogue and recognizing when you're being overly critical of yourself. Pay attention to that inner critic. Notice the patterns in your thinking. Are there certain situations that trigger these negative thoughts more than others? Once you've identified those negative thoughts, challenge them. Don't just accept them as truth. Question their validity. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is it based on facts or just assumptions? Is there any evidence to support it? Often you'll find that these thoughts are not grounded in reality, but are instead based on irrational fears and assumptions. Often you'll find that your negative thoughts are based on irrational fears and assumptions. By challenging these thoughts, you can start to see them for what they really are, unfounded and unhelpful. Once you've challenged your negative thoughts, replace them with positive affirmations. Tell yourself things like, I am capable, I am worthy, and I belong. And finally, remember that thoughts are just thoughts. They don't have to define you or dictate your actions. You have the power to choose which thoughts you focus on. By consciously choosing to focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you can cultivate a more confident and positive mindset. So, my introverted warriors, Let's weed out those negative thoughts and let our true selves shine. Right, my introverted revolutionaries, let's talk about shaking things up. If you've been stuck in a small talk rut, it's time to try something new. The first step is to identify what's not working. Are you always asking the same boring questions, sticking to the same safe topics? Once you've identified your social sticking points, it's time to experiment. Try asking different questions. And most importantly, step outside your comfort zone. Think of it as a social adventure. So there you have it, my introverted friends. A crash course in conquering the art of small talk. Thanks for watching Mind Matters Expert. Now go forth and chat. You've got this.